Well, I've been to many places around this great land, and I felt the ocean winds, and I felt the desert sands. Well, my heart is beating to the winds that keep on calling. It keeps on calling me back home.
I've been invited to do Welcome to Country here today, which is important for our mob. I invite our other mob from outside our country, invite them in to make sure they feel welcome in our country, so they don't feel like outsiders.
I'm here at the conference today so that I can get an understanding of the NDIS and what its impacts might be for myself, my family, and also for my community.
Meeting people that are similar, that have like disabilities, and hearing their stories and relating, because sometimes it feels a bit isolating, thinking we're the only ones here, no one understands what we're going through.
Well, I'm hoping to learn what the NDIS actually entails and how it's going to meet the family's needs as well as Zeke's needs, and hope it delivers the same quality of life that he has at present.
What I wanted from this conference was to network with other people and to find out what they're doing, to find out about the NDIS, to know how to plan.
I'm hoping that we can all get together and put solutions to any of the problems that are arising.
The National Disability Insurance Scheme is perhaps the biggest, most profound social reform Australia has made in more than a generation. And we want to make sure that all of Australia is part of that, and that means particularly and especially the Aboriginal community.
The history is not good for our people in dealing with government departments. It's always been a one-sided sort of affair. It's always them being, children taken away, and we've, moved off our lands, told not to speak our language, been put on a mission to live.
There's no trust in government organisations, government people. And for them to have trust, it's a two-way traffic here. The government people they want to be the hierarchy up top. They're still telling you what to do. They're asking.
For so long, we've all got used to governments telling people what the services are that they can have, or even service providers, well-meaning though they might be, saying, well, this is what we're offering, take it or leave it. And we want to turn that on its head.
This is something that the people running the NDIS and as policymakers, they need to be made aware that the message is just not getting out there.
People see NDIS and think, what's that? Is it like a green slip from a car?
An Aboriginal person like you speaks straight. And when you start talking straight, they get more respect then from both sides. Because you got to earn that respect for each other.
Just need to start considering us small people, stop looking down at us, talking down at us, come down to our level. Need to just sit there and talk to us, know us.
Communication, and that's what's lacking.
I still have reservations of if they're going to do it true to plan and be true to what they're telling us it is. So I suppose there is a trust issue because they have ballsed it up before and they've promised things before. And, disabilities is always on the chopping block first.
People are scared because they've been through so many systems and each system they've come up against a wall. Education has to be the thing that to get out to our people, to let them know that this is there to benefit them.
The policymakers in NDIS need to look at what it is about culture that makes us different than other cultures, and make sure that those differences are incorporated within the NDIS program itself.
See, even the big people up the top, they're talking. They're only going so far, and they can't go the rest of the way because they don't even understand it themselves.
It's still a little bit of lip service. It's still not the nuts and bolts of what's actually happening. I don't think there's enough people getting the message up to the top so they're actually getting a better reflection of what's going on and what things need to be done.
If we as the government department and the NDIA
are not answering a question, it's not because we're trying to hide stuff, it's because we're still working through the parameters around that and the answers around that. I would just hope that we can encourage people to keep asking those questions, because a lot of them bring up things that we think, oh yeah, we hadn't thought of that now.
Our main concern is about what happens when we're not around, who looks after Zeke, and whether the same quality of life is given to him to, live out the rest of his life when we go.
I think the difference between reasonable and necessary is a bit blurred.
It's important for me to get a vehicle through the NDIS. My daughter, the only time she gets out of the house is when she goes to school, and the Dolphin Express bus comes and picks her up in the morning and drops her off. Other than that, she's housebound. She doesn't go nowhere.
We have a lot of issues in our area due to transport, due to lack of resources.
I'm worried about service providers ripping our young folks off.
I just want them to realise the realistic job it is of being a carer. And I'm not looking for like a pat on the back or anything like that. I just want the realism to drive home, because when they sit there and they say, okay, well, we're going to cut this transport service because, it's too much over budget, well then, what would it really cost for you to work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year? Carers actually save the government thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars.
My message for the NDIS is to keep these little organisations that the community already knows. They need to keep the people that's already there, the faces that we know.
Before services our way, we were with home care and just the waiting times. If Zeke needed a service, this wasn't, we weren't getting the services.
I've been in the system for 12 years now, and the difference from the early days and to when SOWAY come in, SOWAY said to me when they came in, what can we do, Naomi, for your whole family? And that just, and I've gone, what do you mean? Aren't you here for the boys only? But they said, no, your whole family. And that just really blew me away.
Well, at the start, trying to get my youngest son diagnosed with anything was a door shut. Every time I tried to reach something and thought I was getting closer, it was a smack in the face and it was 10 steps back, until I come with ADAC Service Our Ways, and then the doors open for us.
Now that we're getting Aboriginal organisations, Aboriginal people working in those organisations, and we're delivering services that's culturally appropriate, more and more of our people are accessing services now.
One of the success stories that we hear about is people working with family and really planning out what it means for them at that point in time for their life. Not in 10 years' time, but right now, what is it the services I need to get me ahead in life? And that's probably the most powerful of all, of seeing those people come to life through services that we're providing on a local context, in a local level.
And so Services Our Way is a way of actually engaging the community, consulting with the community, and empowering the community with those individuals to take ownership and to really say, this is what we want. This is the best way for our community, and make that the focus. Not what other people say should happen, but what the community and those individuals say, this is what we know is best for us, and actually respecting that. And that will be transformative for all of us.
I'm hoping we can all come together as one people and not be factionalised with different people putting their different agendas, but all getting together and forging a way so that our children, our elderly population can all have a quality of life that they should enjoy.
We got the biggest family ever known, is Aboriginal people, and we all look after each other.
Yeah, if it all just came back into the one tight-knit community, they all work together, things would be better, definitely easier.
Since I've been fighting for all this for disability stuff, things are improving, but not much, but it is improving.
It's good coming around now because everyone's had to fit into a box, but now that box is fitting around the people.
rather than trying to bully a community into accepting something. What we're trying to do with the NDIS is build a flexible system.
Yeah, well, Services Our Way is helping us get ready for the NDIS. They've been preparing us for the last few years on what needs to be done, and we've been writing it down, and we've just started our little plan by ourselves. And so when the NDIS does come, when we see our provider, we're ready to go. You know, put it down on paper and hopefully off we go.
Places around this great land, and I felt the ocean wind.
For us, this has been a wonderful couple of days for us. We've got so much information out of it. So through your community networks, I would encourage anyone to come along, because you make some really good, you meet some great people along the way in the same boat, but you meet the networks.
A lot of values in coming to the NDIS conferences, because you know, you get a lot of people there that come together that don't know nothing about it.
And let people have access to people they can talk to about it, rather than just saying, here's a brochure, this is what it's about.
I think a lot more community members have been attending, so it's great to see how many actual people with disabilities and their direct carers are here. It's I've seen a lot of things happen where it's mostly service providers that are coming, so it's great to see community members coming along.
So the value of the conference will be that we can take away any feedback or learnings and really start to implement that into our plan for NDIS, but more importantly, we'd love to roll these conferences out around New South Wales as NDIS progresses, but make it local, make it a conversation.
Look, conferences like this are very important for several reasons. Firstly, it gets the message out, it communicates information, disseminates that information. Secondly, it helps people talk with one another, to explore issues, to raise questions, what are their concerns, and interact, and that's the way people really embed stuff.
We still need that feedback from communities, from individuals, from carers and people with disability about, this is what I'm concerned about, this is what I need, and then we can put all that into the discussions that we're still having.
Well, hopefully they'll get it right, and they will have good people in the community to look after our people that in need. So that's what I feel should be strong.
I was taught by my grandparents and my great-grandparents about my culture, my heritage, you know, my food, some of my language, and I just want that for my daughter. I don't want to miss an out.
But now they can actually connect to community, they can choose formal services, informal services, get out amongst community and be like everybody else. It's totally mind-blowing of the opportunities that a lot of people that have been told all their life what to do, now they can start living.
From what I've learnt with the past few days, that hopefully this program can give me that support that I can do what I want. I want to be a landscaper architect, and that's what I desire pretty much.
If you guys met me a couple of years ago, I was that emotional. I wouldn't have been able to help talk and smile making this video. So yeah, I'm pleased and where I am today and then in the future to come.
Human diversity, and that's how I see it. And I need people to open up and just accept that there's different people in the world.
I got taught by my grandparents, my great-grandparents, you know, to stick up for myself, and that's exactly what I'm doing for my daughter, and I'm teaching her the same ways.
Get your voice out, just tell someone that what you want pretty much. Don't wait for it to come to you. Get your voice out and ask someone for what you want.
Yeah, don't be scared. This is going to be the best change ever. You know, just think of what your life could be, and it can happen. Like, get on board. Like I said, the train's coming and we're going great places.
Well, I've been to many places around this great land, and I felt the ocean wind, and I felt the day.